just beginning this stuff, you got to have some structure.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to have like your fueling before, you got to be eating during, and you have to, have something after, even if you don't feel like eating right away. Like you need to provide nutrients for your body. You need to provide the fuel for your body to be able to train and do this work. Because if you don't, and you don't eat enough, then you do end up injured, fatigued. Hormone levels with that sort of training can be off. I personally have an experience of overtraining for a race.
What happened?
It was 2011 or 2012. I just trained. I was in graduate school, so I was really busy, and I was training. And I don't think, I was eating before, during, after that, following that advice, that I would often give runners, but I don't think I was, probably eating quite enough. And this is where that comes in. It wasn't because I was trying to underfuel. It was more the busy schedule and the training I was doing. I was at that time really hoping to qualify for the Olympic trials, ended up running too many miles, not really recovering enough. So a lot of runners think, if I just run fast every day, I'm going to get better, but you have to really have some recovery in there. And I don't think I was doing enough of that. And just a few different things kind of collided, and, like maybe the slight underfueling, the overtraining, the running too much, too fast. And I just had one workout that I think I can remember that workout. It was like a 800-meter repeat workout, and it just went terribly wrong. And after that, I just had low energy, and it seemed like that was probably like
what happened? Like you fainted, or I don't know, or you just felt terrible running and just didn't.
I finished the workout and couldn't barely run home. I was like, I had to walk, and I was like, wow, like something doesn't feel right. And then that was like maybe a couple of weeks before the race, and I got, so I'm like, I'm going to really cut back, but it was too late, so even though I wasn't running much and just trying to taper off, because you cut back your mileage the weeks before, a week or two before I got to the race, and I had to walk. I got to mile 18 and just.
And this was for the Olympic trials?
Yeah, with the California. So you have to run a California International Marathon in Sacramento, and you have to run a marathon to qualify for the trials. And it's a pretty fast time. I think for women, it's somewhere like under 2 hours, 45 minutes or something around that. And so I was doing lots of training, but didn't quite, I just didn't do it right, and I was training
a lot.
I had a coach at the time. So even though I coach people, sometimes I do recommend, even if people have background in running, to hire someone, because I think if I'd had someone sort of overseeing what I was doing, I would have had some better outcome. But that actually really impacted me, because I ended up having some thyroid issues related to that. And then ever since then, it's been something that I've had to sort of deal with. So I highly recommend people, work with someone and then have someone kind of overseeing these things, because it's very easy. I mean, if I was in graduate school for nutrition, but if that can happen to me, and I was trying to train and compete at a high level, but if that can happen to me, it can happen to pretty much anybody, and I was, like, and that was hard for me, because I felt like, I should have known better. Like I ran, cross country and track at CU and had been running since middle school. I should have known better. So I think that the moral of that story is, it's always good to have somebody help you with the training and at least with the nutrition, because